Hello, my name is Am, and welcome back to my channel. Alright man, so it's Doctor Who Day. I'm excited to see if he takes Martha to the future or the past. And just really looking forward to kicking off this new doctor-companion relationship, right? Of course, the doctor is still, he said at the end of that episode that, it's just one trip, but it was kind of clear that this is, going to be the new companion. So I'm excited about that. So before I get into the episode, consider subscribing to the channel. Of course, there's a schedule now, there's a structure, and I'm so happy about it all. It's taken me a few years, but I'm finally doing it how I envisioned it in my mind or in my head that whole time. Consider checking out the Patreon page if you would like early access to the next episode right now, or even full length to this episode. Check out the Patreon page. In doing so, you'll be supporting the channel. Check out the links in the description and the pinned comment to my social media. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let's just get right into the episode. Ooh. You guys know I love going to the past.
Why wake me on stale custom for consummation?
Oh yes, tonight's the night.
Would you enter, Walter?
Oh, I would.
Something's off here.
Lilith, this cannot be the home of one so beautiful.
It's never that easy, my guy.
Your kiss transformed me. Mother Doomfinger
Ah, witches.
and Mother Bloodtide.
Oh, you're kidding me. Where are we? No, sorry.
Nope.
Gotta get used to this whole new language.
Gotta ask the other question.
Where are we?
Oh.
Oh, but hold on. Am I alright? I'm not gonna get carted off as a slave, am I? Not exactly white, in case you haven't noticed.
I'm not even human. Just walk about like you own the place. It works for me. We're just down the river by Southwark. Right next to...
Oh yes, the Globe Theatre. Brand new, just opened.
Containing the man himself.
Whoa, you don't
The-
mean. Shakespeare in there?
Oh yes.
Oh, look at this. Let's see him.
Where's Shakespeare? I want to see Shakespeare! Author!
Right?
Author! Do people shout that? Do they shout author?
They do now?
They do now.
There he is, the man himself.
It's a bit different to his portraits.
Right? Oh. Oh, that's her.
He's a genius. The genius. The most human there's ever been. Now, we're going to hear him speak.
Shut your big fat mouth!
You should never meet your heroes.
I was just gonna say that.
I was just going to give you a quick little trip in the TARDIS. But I suppose we could stay a bit longer.
Let's find out. Again, great production design. You know I love a period piece.
Dolly Bailey, you've saved my life.
Do more than that later tonight. And you, girl, hurry up with the tasks. Talk of gentlemen's best not overheard.
Yes, Mum. Sorry, Mum.
There she is.
Mr. Shakespeare, isn't it?
No. Who let you in? No autographs. No, you can't self-sketch with me. Thanks for the interest. Now, big old boy and shove.
He's gonna notice. Yep.
Hey, nonny. Such unusual clothes. So fitted.
Verily.
I've noticed.
Interesting. That bit of paper. Blank.
Oh, that's very clever. That proves it. Absolute genius.
He's like, hmm.
Who is your delicious blackamoor lady?
What did you say?
Isn't that a word we use nowadays? An Ethiop girl, a Suave, a Queen of Africa.
Can't believe I'm hearing this.
Political correctness gone mad. Martha's from a far-off land. If it's the last thing I do, Love's Labour's One will never be played.
He's about to have some kind of accident.
Sorry, sir.
There she is again.
Your pardon, sir.
And why are you telling them that?
This little still one from the Dark Ages. If I tell them the truth, they'll panic and think it was witchcraft.
What was it then?
Witchcraft.
And you, Sir Doctor, how can a man so young have eyes so old?
I do a
Oh.
lot of reading.
I try to reply, yeah. That's what I do. And I'll discover more about you and why this constant performance of yours.
All the world's a stage.
I might use that. Good night, Doctor.
Night, Shakespeare.
So, magic and stuff. That's a surprise. It's all a bit Harry Potter.
Wait till you read book 7.
Staring me right in the face and I can't see it. Rose had known.
Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay.
She died of fright.
She had such enormous spirit.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
I might use that.
Can't, it's someone else's.
Though you are a royal beauty.
Whoa, Nelly. I know for a fact you've got a wife in the country.
But Martha, this is town.
Come on, we can have a good flirt later.
Is that a promise, Doctor?
Oh.
Oh, 57 academics just punched the air. Now move!
My only boy. The Black Death took him. I wasn't even there. Made me question everything. The futility of this fleeting existence, to be or not to be. Oh, that's quite good.
You should write that down.
Maybe not. Bit pretentious.
14! That's it, 14! The 14 stars of the Rexel planetary configuration. Creature, I name you. Carrier Knight.
Whoa.
Will you get to the globe? Whatever you do, stop that play.
I'll do it. All these years I've been the cleverest man around. Next to you, I know nothing.
Well, don't complain.
I'm not. It's marvelous. Good luck, Doctor.
Good luck, Shakespeare. Once more onto the breach.
I like that. Wait a minute. That's one of mine.
Which house?
There you have it.
Which house?
I take it we're expected.
Oh, I think death has been waiting for you a very long time. Rose?
Oh.
Big mistake. Because that name keeps me fighting.
The grief of a genius. Grief without measure. Madness enough to allow us entrance.
Stop the play! I think that was it, yeah! I said stop the play!
I hit my head. Yeah, don't rub it, you'll go bald.
Then watch this world become a blasted heath. They come. They come!
Oh, wow. It's happening.
Words of the right sound, right shape, the right rhythm, words that last forever. That's what you do, Will. You choose perfect words. Do it. Improvise.
Go on.
Vanish light and tinker's cast. I see to thee.
Ah. Unfinished, right?
Love's Labour's One. There goes.
They'll think it's all part of the act.
I think it was all special effects.
Your effect is special indeed.
It's not your best line.
Trapped inside.
Not sure about this, though. Reminds me of a Sycorax.
Sycorax. Nice word. I'll have that off you as well.
How's your head?
Still aching.
Yeah. I got you this.
Ah.
Oh, but I've got new ideas. Perhaps it's time I wrote about fathers and sons in memory of my boy, my precious Hamnet.
Hamnet.
That's him.
Hamnet.
What's wrong with that?
Anyway, time we were off. I've got a nice...
You mean travel on through time and space?
You what?
You're from another world like the Carrionites, and Martha is from the future. It's not hard to work out.
That's incredible. You are incredible.
You're alike in many ways, Doctor. A sonnet for my dark lady. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely.
Will you never believe it? She's here! She's turned up!
We're the talk of the town.
Ish. Oh, okay.
Elizabeth the First.
What? My sworn enemy.
What?
Off with his head!
What?
What have you done to upset her?
Actually, I know. Yeah, that's time travel for you. Still can't wait to find out. Something to look forward to.
Right then, so I thought that was a fun, standalone, self-contained story as Martha's first adventure of sorts, right? Because, again, at this point, they still haven't, confirmed that Martha is going to stay on and, keep traveling. But, yeah, and that was a question I had, right? Are they going to take her to the past or the future? So it's the opposite of Rose, of Rose's first destination, right? In the TARDIS. And like I've said before, I really do enjoy these kinds of episodes, the period pieces, because they really can be so transportive, right? And they have a proven track record at this point, right? They're quite good at actually executing them and pulling them off, right? The costume design, the production design, it really is quite impressive. And that might also have something to do with the fact that it's a BBC production, right? Again, historical dramas, that's usually right up their alley, right? BBC. Now, speaking of set design, the Glow Theater, surely that wasn't a set, right? I mean, I know the budget has to be quite a bit larger for this type of episode, but I don't know if their budget is that large, to have that kind of set built just for an episode. So if it's not a set, that means that it might have been the real deal, right? And if it is, that's just really cool, really cool. And there's a few really cool shots of the Doctor kind of standing there, and the camera's kind of sweeping around him, taking in the theater, right? And since it's a period piece, of course, there is a historical figure at the center of it all, the man himself, Shakespeare. I felt that it was quite a likable, charming, charismatic depiction of the man. And they got quite a handsome actor they cast quite a handsome actor to play the part. So in that sense, it kind of played into that whole rock star presence or feeling I was getting. Martha even noted that he didn't really look like the portraits, right? So I guess, they kind of flipped it. They got this handsome actor to play him, and they did give him this rock star presence, right? So in that sense, I suppose the production team does have quite a bit of freedom, right? Because there's so much unknown about the man. So it's, quite the contrast to, portrayals of people like Dickens and Queen Victoria, right, in the past. So there's clearly such a depth of Shakespearean knowledge, throughout the episode, and a lot of it is through references. Some I understood, and some I didn't, right? I'd say my knowledge of Shakespeare is quite average. It's the average person's knowledge of Shakespeare, right? Like, I remember reading it in school. So yeah, again, I'd say it's average. I know enough, but of course there's always more to learn. But going back to Shakespeare, it was didn't really engage. Didn't really engage with him as a person, right? It was quite a surface level portrayal of Shakespeare. Not to say I didn't like it though. Again, I did find it to be a fun and charming portrayal. Again, it's a 45-minute episode, right? There's only so much you can do in that time, and so much you can explore as a character. It was clear the direction they took, right? The look, the demeanor. Again, it was a surface level portrayal, but it was fun. It was charming. Though I do wish this was, this portrayal or this take on Shakespeare was used in a different story, because I can't say I really enjoyed the alien witches storyline of this episode. I mean, the main witch was she was good. I thought, she did have some great screen presence, and she even had like a great scene with the doctor, right? So I thought the portrayal was fine, but overall it didn't really do it for me. I felt like this wasn't the right match for an episode about Shakespeare, or an episode that has Shakespeare in it, right? And it's not like they're gonna have another shot at it. They might. I don't know. It's a long running show, so I just felt that maybe they could have used their portrayal of Shakespeare, even this portrayal, in a different story, right? Maybe even more of a focus on him throughout the episode. But going back to Shakespeare, I really enjoyed his interactions with the doctor. They really got each other. There was a sense of mutual respect. They really appreciated each other. You could tell. And I love that running gag of, the doctor mentioning things, or, even reciting some of Shakespeare's own famous lines, and Shakespeare kind of liking them, and, saying that, ooh, I might use that at some point. So our great doctor putting ideas in the head of the great Shakespeare, right? I really like that part of the episode. And, then there's that bit about the 57 academics, punching the air after, the doctor notices Shakespeare kind of flirt, or shows signs that, he's open to flirting with the doctor. Also love that bit, of Shakespeare thinking that to be or not to be might be a bit too pretentious. So again, a lot of fun stuff in there like that. And, speaking of references, how about the Harry Potter references? I'm guessing that Pottermania was at full flow at this moment in time, in the writing process of this season or this episode, or during the writing process. And, in that sense, I suppose both were hugely popular, right? And captured the masses at different moments in time, of course. I can't believe they got Shakespeare to yell Expelliarmus. That's so like goofy, but also so fun at the same time. Only in Doctor Who, right? And speaking of charming, how about Martha? I'm really starting to like her already. She's fun, she's intelligent, she's got medical skills to go along with all of that, and of course, she is attractive. My man Shakespeare also noticed. So yeah, I'm digging it. I'm really liking it so far. I don't have a sense of, oh, I'm missing Rose. I mean, of course, I miss Rose, but Martha coming on has made it easier for sure. So as I mentioned in the discussion for the last episode, her skin color, right? That she is a person of color. They did bring that up quite early on, actually. And in that sense, I almost did kind of feel like they're trying to just kind of mention it and then move on from that, right? For now, at least. So let's see if that was the end of that. And she's certainly smitten with the doctor. That much is clear. I know she said, "Oh, I'm not interested in the TARDIS in the last episode." But of course, the moment the doctor looks away, she had that look, on her face, and she kind of looks down. It's that look, right? Again, it was clear in this episode as well. But the doctor still has Rose on his mind, right? At that one moment in the episode, they're in the bed, and he brings up Rose again. And in that sense, she might even start to feel like, oh, she could never be at that level, or she could never have that kind of connection with the doctor. And again, it appears that they're not just going to move on from Rose like that, over the span of just 1 or 2 episodes. It might take some time for the Doctor to move on, and get used to the absence of that presence, right, and that connection he had developed with Rose. They were quite effective together, right, and you can see that he misses some of that. Now, going back to that scene of the witch and the Doctor, she says something quite interesting, and now this is in relation to Shakespeare, but it certainly applies to the Doctor as well. She said the grief of a genius is a grief without measure. And then the camera kind of goes to the Doctor, and that look on his face. I think it certainly applies to him as well. Cool little moment. And another name drop, the Eternals. So let's see if anything comes out of that. They do like to do these name drops here and there. So I'm always kind of on the lookout for those. I think that's about it for the episode. If you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like. Consider leaving some comments. Let me know what you guys thought. Consider subscribing. Now everything is on a schedule. There's no random uploads. I'm really looking forward to having a structure for the channel. If you would like early access to the next episode right now, head on over to Patreon. Check out all the listings, and in doing so, you'll be supporting the channel. Yeah, so that's about it. Fun little episode. Looking forward to more. So thanks for checking that out. I hope to see you soon. Take it easy.